me make a post on mine. Maybe.
Really gonna need to start getting some tunes on here without getting copyrighted.
We got copyrighted?
Yeah, but nothing bad.
Can't.
We're gonna do it anyways this time.
Fuck 'em.
We're not monetized anyways.
We ain't making no money. We do this for the love of the game.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. I've been playing way too much Vampire Survivors lately.
Oh yeah.
I got addicted to that game not too long ago.
Real good.
Like,
I was like, oh, are you gonna play it while on Red Dead Dead? I was like, no, that's Babby rude. But I could just have it run in the
I mean,
background.
you could. I mean, you could play that game.
I was playing One Piece before we got in here, so it's just what it is.
Fair.
Wait, what? What one? You playing Odyssey?
No, the Sim. I was trying out my Zoro deck.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Alright, so welcome to Red Dead. We're live, finally.
Hey.
We're live for a few minutes talking about random shit.
Talking shit about everybody watching.
That's right.
All
About-
3 people talking about you.
No one's
About
safe.
Crash's 10-foot.
Yeah.
Please let him join. I'm gonna talk mad shit about it.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna message him right now. Be like, yo, get in here. I need to talk to you about how you need to get shorter reds
Do it.
or be a professional spear user.
Damn.
Join
Motherfucker,
the
closer.
Impalers.
Motherfucker's closer to being a dragoon than he is a goddamn red user.
Damn. I don't know. I made him like 4 min reds. I don't know what happened to him.
You connected them all together.
Yeah.
And made that fucking 10-foot. Put a connector on them. Oh man. Let's
Yeah,
see.
basically gonna be chill, going over videos, and talking about Equinox. Making it out there. I know Fox is. I don't know about Arden, but it should be a good showing.
I'm looking into it for sure.
Oh.
Let's see what time. Let me see the details on it. I hadn't even thought about it until you guys said something about it.
Well, that's toxic.
Toxic, bruh. Toxic, bruh.
Well,
Ugh.
Arden switches to that. We'll go ahead and pull the first video.
Let's go.
So this video is Toby versus Queen's first to 10 at, I believe, Ragnarok?
Yep.
So that's
At
the
the old site.
old site.
What the fuck is Ragnarok?
The event that is no longer an event.
No.
Is this an actual tournament at Ragnarok? Because this looks
No,
like.
no. This is just
Oh.
the first attempt they did in
Tournament.
camp.
They did
Oh,
have
okay.
tournament stuff.
Yeah, Toby did win red.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
He used to fight in Jax a good bit.
Yeah.
I think he moved or something, but yeah, he
Yeah,
was
he was
fighting
in
Jax
he's
for
in
a
the
while.
military. So he's
Oh,
moving
okay.
around. Did you see the post he did afterwards? He shouted us out.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Major inspiration.
That's awesome. I'm glad that it's, people like him are picking it up, checking it out, and
Mhm.
kind of growing from it. I mean, hell, I learned stuff from just like talking with you guys and talking with people in our chat. And it's nice to have a community that kind of comes together and does cool shit like that.
I'm gonna see if I can actually posted Ragnarok's tournaments.
I can only imagine who was in it and what it looked like, but
Just the guys.
gross.
Alright, well, we'll start playing.
So it's also interesting for some background that they're both not primary red fighters.
Yes. I think Queen does archery with a flail sidearm,
Mm-hmm.
and Toby's sword and board.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, every time I fought him, he was fighting sword and board. So it's cool to see him picking up something different.
It just explains the high tips.
Yeah. Cool, that's a good little stab.
I think in
Yo,
the
Lord.
comments, they're talking about high tips a lot too.
I think the more that we like discuss it and talk about it, I think the more it's kind of catching on,
Mm-hmm.
which is good. I mean, like it just pretty much makes it if you're doing that, it's just very predictable to kind of know. It's
Yeah.
like, all right, you're gonna try to come right back down on me. It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of easy to deal with, but I like it in tournaments when people do it. It's great.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, cool, horizontal block and walk it in. Got it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, high tips and wide grip.
Yep. I used to be one of the wide grip red fighters, and then I kind of like over the past couple of years, I've slowly gotten out of it because it does limit your range. I think that's one thing a lot of people just don't
Mm-hmm. Ooh,
realize.
head face shot.
Mm.
Yeah, look like pump into cross. Straight in her face.
Ripperoni.
That happens.
You do.
Yeah,
Actually,
well, that
it's-
is such a high block. Good combo from Toby. Lose an arm, get that leg.
Yeah, I did notice with Queen watching this video previously that they only throw one shot.
No combo.
No, it's always that either that chop right there on their left side or their horizontal chop.
Mm-hmm. That was a good stab. I don't think it was this event, but maybe the event right afterwards. Toby got his rank of Knight in GTG, and Queen got it a couple months before.
Nice.
Yeah, I was talking to Toby and some of the other GGG guys. It's kind of the middle rank for them, but it's still a
Okay.
big accomplishment.
Well, congrats to them.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
awesome.
They had to fight. They basically had to win a 2 out of 3 against a spear and a sword and board, and they can have up to 10 tries doing it. But you have to get the 2 out of 3 in that 3 fights, which can be hard.
For sure.
They're saying that most people just do wall and ball. Which is kind of lame.
Yeah. One of the things that too, I mean, like, I guess would help them, especially like Toby, like right there, is like when you're one armed. I personally think it's better to threaten a stab as opposed to leaving it back like he's got it. So like he's got it like sitting kind of on his shoulder, which I mean, you know that he's gonna just throw like a chop essentially, because you can't really threaten the stab with that. I personally think that if you're one armed, having it in front of you with the stab tip out is tends to be a little bit better of a way to kind of, I guess,
100%.
be on the attack.
Mm-hmm. Either tip and hand up high to make that kind of angle down,
Right.
or just straight forward low, so you can get that dip and stab.
Yep.
It could also be like strain. I
I
don't
mean,
know how heavy his red is. Maybe he just didn't have a good stab. May not have a good time holding it in one hand.
See that stab? Was it just a straight?
Yep.
That's a
Ugh,
little bit of a
straight-
fake.
Right, and like stirred on rough.
Almost like a little J hook.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Ramon special.
Toby, you need a belt though. You got your
Yeah.
pajamas on.
Looking like pudding out there.
Ah, damn.
Nope. No, it belt having ass.
I'm surprised Puddin showed up to that day battle. That was
Yeah, he's back in the States.
I'm glad he's back.
A little late on that leg, but that's fine.
I mean, like for people whose their main isn't red. I mean, like for the most part, tips are a little high, but I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's real basic. It's real basic red fighting. But it's. I mean, I think that's how you develop good red fighting is good basics. So, real simple chops.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of their guards would be so much better with the down.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like when you have it up like that, and you can kind of see like your forearms are just so easy to tag, and you kind of know where your opponent's going to return to it at. So you could just throw like you can really throw like a one-handed little cast to tag their forearm and just pull your guard up, and you're pretty much guaranteed to get something and at least block out of it at the very least. But think he would have better luck if he was using a little bit of momentum with his swings. Like he's kind of wanting to start it from a stationary position. I personally am a fan of the sling that shit around like you're an anime character because it does generate momentum, and like, I mean, it looks a little crazy, like you look like you're being wild, but like it gives you the opportunity to throw powerful shots and kind of confuse them a little bit. So I think he would benefit from that for sure. That looks a little bit better when the tip was a little lower. Presented a horizontal chop, tried to follow up with it.
Yeah, getting in the habit that I'm doing all the time that I need to break.
Horizontal chop fake into a horizontal chop?
No, just holding it horizontally.
Oh, yeah. I didn't really notice you doing that at the day battle.
I was trying to be hyper focused on it.
And see, too, another thing too, when those tips are up, and it's kind of just popped into my head. So like thinking about it from like a stab perspective. So like if you want to pause it, like kind of where they're squared up, with their tips up. So if you think about it from a stab, so whenever they first set up, so like right there, if you got your sword like out, right, you can kind of, I guess like you have more opportunity to move and push the blade. Like in other words, you're going to touch their sword a lot quicker, and therefore you're going to be able to move it out of the way from a further distance back if your sword is out. But if it's up, the only time you have an opportunity to actually, I guess, like redirect the shot from a stab is when it's already at your hand. You know what I mean? Like, because your sword's up. So instead of kind of catching it with the tip of your blade and having all that time from the tip of your body to move it or make an adjustment, and your tip is up, you really only have until it gets to in here where it's already at your body to make an adjustment. That's kind of the, I guess, like the main issue is it makes that, what is it, the chance for error is a lot higher when it's that close, which I don't think a lot of people think about.
We got both Queen and Toby in chat too.
Nice! Nice. Welcome.
That was a good block and return from Toby though.
Yep.
That kind of lean, diagonal cross. Good stuff. How you doing, Queen?
I'm glad they're in here because
yeah,
that's definitely good stuff to be able to kind of watch it and talk with them and stuff and kind of pick your brain. Oh man, if he would have like faked that stab and then immediately returned to the right side, that would have been money. Look at block.
I think another big thing is that Toby has the advantage from fighting lefty sword and borders. That lefty versus righty red still has the same fundamentals.
Yeah.
I just finished.
We can run it back if we want. Kind of.
Yeah, maybe halfway in, now that we got both in here.
Yeah.
And then for sure, like Queen and Toby, since you guys are here, if you have any questions specifically about your fights, we're here for you.
That's right.
Yeah, one of the things we were just kind of discussing was like tips being up, and I'm not sure how much you guys caught it, but if you guys lowered your tips down, essentially you'll be presenting us another threat, and it makes it very hard to predict what you're gonna be able to throw on them. When that tip is up, it's pretty much like, okay, I'm gonna have to return down that plane, so it makes it a little predictable. But I mean, it's still super solid, like shots, super good basics on everything.
Like tip up.
Yep.
I don't know if you see the mouse, but try to get it more angled.
I'll tell people to point it at their, like, point it forward and kind of almost like you were going to stab them in the throat. Obviously, don't stab them in the throat, but I point it like kind of there, and that gives you a stab through, and it lets you go from any angle of attack from pointing it at them. You can go left, you can go right, you can go low, other side low, but if it's straight up, you can pretty much only attack kind of in this way, which means your opponent could literally just do this and walk at you and, you know, do pretty good. Obviously, it's not that easy to sword fight, but... Run it back where Toby hit her in the face. That was a good part. That was a good. Right there.
Oh my god, it's toxic.
Got him. Got him.
It's a valid block.
I would say if there's one thing that most people probably know from like Red or Dead is how much we talk about like harping on keeping the tip down. But like, it just takes a little bit of like, I guess, thinking about it in your head to kind of get your muscles to kind of just naturally go to it. But I think you'll see a better fighting style and a big difference in how you fight and how you, not necessarily your attacks, but definitely how you defend. It's much harder to defend shots from there, especially stabs. Stabs, you're pretty much gonna eat a lot of them. Those are some good exchanges. Yep, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
But you see, like when the tip is up like that, when you stab, you really only have, as opposed to having your tip out, and that's kind of what we were talking about maybe before you guys joined. But when your tip is straight up, if that stab comes in, you can really only block it when it's at your hands. But if your tip's out, you could technically catch the block kind of toward the tip of your blade, and you have a lot more space to move. So if you're blocking like this with the stab, it's hard to do. So if you keep that tip a little bit lower, it gives you a little bit better defense, especially against stabs. Probably the most against a stab, to be honest.
Another major thing we're talking about is the space of your hands. If you have a really wide handle, you're blocking off how much length your sword has in total. Like in that individual situation, Queen slid her hand down to the middle to gain more range after going from blocking position into attacking. But feel comfortable just having your hands almost together and just doing it all the time. Because your sword, like what Aridin said, is also your defense.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, when we played mostly dagger here, I had swords that just had a hand and a half worth of handle just so I can get the balance point lower, but it just forced me to keep my hands together to get maximum range.
I used to be a big advocate of like having like a super long handle, and I guess like the better you get at red fighting, you start to see, oh, okay, that top hand is how much range you have. So the further up the blade or the further up the handle that top hand is, that's how much range you have. So keeping them at the bottom is going to give you the most range, probably the best, like, I guess, balance and feel overall. I kind of start mine in the middle of the handle and usually slide it down if I'm doing it, but kind of helped a little bit to kind of start there. But I used to like grip that thing way up here, even with a min red, and I was basically 32-inch sword at that point.
Yeah. Might as well just fight flow at that point. Oh.
Did we say that somebody's a lefty? One of them
Yes,
are lefty?
Queen is lefty.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, Toby switches back and forth, but Queen is continuously fighting left-hand top.
What's weird is I can fight lefty board pretty good, but God, I try fighting lefty red, and I'm just like, no.
It's another thing you take advantage of, Queen, with Toby constantly switching. If you can attack while he switches, then it would put him on the back foot.
Yeah, it
Say
gives you a
right
big
here.
plus. Yep. Cross the back,
So
a little bit of neck.
Another thing too that I would be looking for is, I'm gonna see if it ends up working out that way. I'll tell you to pause it in a second. So I'm gonna see how Toby sets up. So yeah, so stop it here. So Toby's pretty much like, they're both kind of squared, like with their bodies. Like if anybody threw a stab, like it's much easier to hit it with the way they're both set up there. I'm not sure if that's because it's a lefty fight, but normally, like whenever I square up against somebody, I try to like feet are, and I want to change my feet so that whenever they stab me, they're stabbing at like my side, chest. It's kind of hard to tell in that video like what they're doing because they are switching up.
And when y'all go to SKBC, they'll probably talk about doing attacks when people take steps too.
Trying to read some chat a little bit. Yeah, if you guys rematch at SKBC, take some more video. Like,
Yeah, let's see how y'all improved.
so like right there was one of the things that we were talking, I think, before Toby got in here, where he was wanted. I think that he would benefit from like just generating some momentum with an initial, like, kind of like a flick, And you would think in your head that it kind of like gives away what you're doing, but there's so many times where you can just get a really good wrap just by flicking it up and then doing a little bit of footwork, stepping to the side, and then throwing your shot with. It's just very hard to throw a normal shot without generating some momentum. Which is why you see me doing a bunch of crazy looking shit. It's because I'm like, well, gotta get that thing going, or it won't hit them hard enough. I do like that little pump fake where it's kind of like it looked like it was to the same side, but sometimes you can get people to overcorrect back into it, and you can tag it. And it's a pretty safe shot.
Yeah, I was trying to see, like, there was only maybe 2 or 3 stabs in the entire video.
I could almost bet you if, like, let's say one person continued to have the tip straight up and then one person dedicated a lot of their shots to stabs, you would see a drastic difference in like win rate. Like,
Nico, what is a double mayonnaise? What is that?
what?
Nico's got the best names for stuff, man.
The fuck is a double mayonnaise? We call that the patty mayonnaise, whatever that is.
Like, sure, yeah. Oh, a moulinette. Okay.
I'm calling it a double mayonnaise from now on.
Mayonnaise.
Fucking double mayonnaise. The Dukes.
Oh, God.
The Dukes.
The craft special.
The Dukes.
The Hellmans.
Boost.
Oh.
Oh, that's funny. Had no clue that was the same.
Yeah, 0%.
No clue.
Well, you almost had the stab on that one.
Say it again.
Oh, so close.
That was
if
it.
If your hand was closer to your other hand, or you threw it one-handed, you would have gotten it. Yeah, one-handed and crossing your shoulder over. 100%.
Yeah, so one of the ways that you can, and it kind of goes into like, I guess like how you set up and like, obviously keeping your tip down, but you can also use like keeping your tip up to kind of mess with your opponent too. Because if you kind of know that they're going to be expecting you to throw a certain thing, like that little stab that you were about to throw but didn't end up doing it, that's a really good way to start the fake, is by having your tip kind of up, and you want to sell it as if you're about to hit him in the shoulder, but then you pull it in at the last second and stab. Your opponent's going to look at it and go, oh, they're going to just chop straight down on me, but you just kind of pull your elbows in and stab them. Great way to kind of use that knowledge of, hey, his tip's up, to your advantage. What is this? Wolves of Moria?
This is Short Reds at Wolves of Moria practice.
Oh, this is the new Evan boys up in the Midwest. Their
Okay.
practice.
It still surprises me that you got Evan guys out that aren't in Florida.
Yeah, about a quarter of the unit is in like the Wisconsin kind of area. But yeah, Queen and Toby, you guys are welcome either post in chat or send us messages, and we'll help you out.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are looking fantastic. At least to our knowledge, I don't think you guys have been like focusing on red, but like, yeah, definitely good shots and stuff in that whole
good start.
video. So, for sure.
Nothing besides tips up. Nothing that's like detrimental.
Of course, I don't know. Toby winning red tournaments, like I don't know, like he might be sleeping on Toby. Like,
Yeah.
He did.
No,
post
I've
videos.
never slept on Toby.
He did
Always
post
hype.
videos on the Brotherhood, but they're not on YouTube, so
Yeah.
I'll have to try to rip
I need
those
to
on Facebook.
Yeah, I need to look at those. I didn't know those are up there.
I only got to ever fight Toby when he was in Jacksonville and used sword and board. He
Still
gave me
a
trouble.
great sword and border.
So, yeah, so he gave me trouble then. So
Yeah.
I'm sure that he's gonna be good at whatever.
Wiped the
he
floor wayward and I when he came down to Sarasota.
Wait, got them quick hands. Okay, let's see. All right, so I do like that tip being down. Looks good.
So the guy in the gray, his name is Boars. Dude is big, like.
Thick.
Like I feel like at this point it's just an Evan special now to be big.
Yeah.
A requirement.
Joke's on you guys. I'm buying steroids tonight. Show you who's the biggest. Injects HGH.
Where's that workout calendar from Suns coming?
That's 2 weeks. I gotta get my thongs
2 weeks?
in the mail.
Okay.
Gotta get my white.
I got the.
Dude, there was
You
one
got the-
Ragnarok. I fought in a fucking thong, a war thong, a white war thong. One, probably the best fights I'd ever done at a Troan. And he was just like, he goes, what's your secret? And I like pulled the side of like my tunic up, and I was like, war thong, baby. True story.
Did it have the sun symbol on your dick?
Oh yeah, it's just the Trinity right over my cack.
Dope.
Hashtag painfully average. Let's go.
So yeah, the only person I know in this video is Boars. He did good in his militia trial at Armageddon. But he does like to crouch down a lot. Which he's not super tall, but
Yeah, I noticed he kind of like gets that stance where he wants to kind of draw him over. But to me, it just reads as like bait, like
Yeah.
just very reads very baity. But I'm not gonna lie, I would probably almost left hand cat to that side just because he's so far over, just to see what he does. But
he's also super planted. There's no
Yeah.
real movement he can do. But it seems like the other guy doesn't really want to move until struck at either.
yeah, I mean, he definitely is trying that. Like, I want to elicit a response, so he's kind of like doing those motions. So it makes sense. I mean, it looks solid. Just a little too far on his feet. Solid.
Wearing greaves in practice. I guess you gotta train him.
Hardcore.
I should have wore greaves after Luster hit me in the goddamn shins, dicking around. Like it must. Like he was talking to me, he was doing something. He was like, "Oh god, it's good, man. It's fine."
We were at practice, and I broke a blue, so I went over to pick up a different blue, and I'm fighting sword aboard, and he's fighting red, and we're doing ditches and stuff. And I just have my sword up, and like he goes for a chop, and thinking I'm gonna block with my hand to engage, and he hits the sword and snaps it while it's in my hand, and I'm just sitting there with like a quarter of a sword left, and I'm just like,
And everyone breaking swords. I have yet to break a sword.
Bro, I haven't broken a sword in legitimately 7 years.
I just want to break one.
For real.
I broke 4 in 2023, I think.
Like I've
I used to
blown
break 'em-
tips on the phone, but not the actual cord.
5.
Dude, I used to break cores on reds like all the fucking time, and then I don't know, like over the past like probably 5 or 6 years, like it's just been like I haven't had issue. I don't know if I'm just not swinging super duper hard. I tend to kind of pull
It's
my
also
shit a little bit.
Probably volume practice. I practice 4 times a week.
True.
True,
I mean
yeah.
that's true. 4 times a week. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah.
God knows, man.
Fucking foam. No wonder you're so damn good. I'm outside cutting my fucking grass, whining about it.
Yeah, I'm out there swinging stick.
Yeah, meanwhile, Fox is getting reps in.
Fox is pelling. He's just like, Arden's out there cutting grass like a dumbass. ought to be training. Joke's on you, Fox. I cut my grass with a scythe.
Yeah.
I'm always training, baby. I'm always training.
No, I got some tall grass at the park I work at, and I thought about getting a sharp blade out there just to do spin practice.
This is a good time to advertise. If you ever make a scythe and I'm running weapons check, I will pass it 100% on principle. That's it. I just pass it because it's a scythe. Not because it's good, because you're never gonna hit anybody with it. So it's fine, and it's not gonna fit. So if you have a scythe, bring it to Orc Wars. If I'm running weapons check, I will pass it. So there you go. Just know that.
Now the question is, for the scythe, is I'm gonna use 2 pens for my scythe, right? Is the inner part striking surface?
Nope, just the very tip
Just-
of it, right?
This part?
Yep, just that.
Or is this striking surface?
Nope.
Because I went to an Amcar tournament
That
and
much.
fought a scythe, and they stabbed me with this part.
What?
And I was like, that's striking surface. The guy's like, yeah. I was like, I hate this.
Yeah, no.
And then he went over my shield and pulled in with Amcard force. And I was like, oh, I hate this.
I would have literally like backed off, planted in the ground, came up with some kind of crazy like anime move, and just threw it as hard as I could, and that was it. Like even if I lost, I'm like, well, I might not win, but you're not gonna win either. We both lose.
This is also like 7 or 8 years ago.
It's amazing.
Long time.
If you don't know this about me, I actually hate scythes. Like I despise them. I think they're the stupidest fucking weapon on the planet. So I'm a little biased. Don't hate me. I know some people love it. Oh, I watch Soul Eater. I'm so cool.
Oh, jeez. So Zaire, no, Bob is not my gym. I have walking pells that I fight. That's what happens. I actually don't have a pell.
Having a pell is good. Like I mean, I've definitely dialed it back a little bit just because it's so damn hot and rains all the time. But it definitely has increased like I guess like my comfort when I'm throwing shots. Like I'm a little more confident in what I'm throwing and how it's going to end up just from just drilling it into your brain. And I kind of used to be against pelling. I was like, oh, you don't need pell, and I don't think you necessarily have to, but I think it does help for sure.
I've also been in an apartment for so long that I haven't had the space to have a pell, but hopefully that'll change soon. Then I'll be able to have that.
You can have 2 pells.
Yeah. I'm talking about. No, that's mean. I was like, bacon.
Hey, it's a human pell. It's even better, right?
No.
Or she might be pelling on you.
No, yeah, she's pelling
be
me,
it.
actually. Yeah.
Just immediately folds Fox.
Yep.
Oh.
My kidneys are not safe. So we
I'm
haven't
not
talked much about their fighting at all.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
I just keep looking, and every time I look, I see his name is Boar or Boars, like plural.
Bors. I think it's Bors.
Because like his fighting is like it's pretty good basics and everything. Like he's not really doing anything. I just don't like the constant like lowness. But I think he may be kind of practicing some stuff or maybe trying some different things out.
He's doing a lot of leaps with like the kicking the foot in the air, which I think is a really bad habit to have.
I would just stab the shit out of him. Like that's when people do that kind of stuff. I'm just like, all right, if you're gonna plant your feet and square your body, because like look at his body, super squared up before he does his moves. It's like asking to get stabbed.
Yeah, he's a big guy. He got a big hitbox too.
Yeah.
Switching grips too.
That's something that I don't think, and this kind of goes to like analyzing like who you're fighting and kind of it's not always about shots. I used to be when I did foam fighting. I was like, oh, I just want to moves and spin stuff. But you'll only get so far doing that. I think what will make you exceptional at just fighting in general is understanding why you throw it, which I think is why we put so much emphasis on, why you put your hands down and you don't point your tip up. Not that it's just what you do, but it's why you do. Like with this, I mean, when you go up against somebody that's kind of like a bigger dude, like even if they're built or if they're like bigger, like heavy set, if you analyze that from the start, you should be fighting them a little bit different than normally. Now it's a little different. Body type isn't so different that you couldn't do stuff, but his arms are going to be easier to hit. His forearms are going to be easier to hit. His body is going to be a little bit easier to, and you can use that kind of logic on anybody. If you're fighting they're going to be quicker on their feet. They're going to move or harder to stab, harder to catch with those shots. So something to kind of think about when you're stepping up to somebody. See what kind of body type they have: tall, short, left-handed, right-handed.
Yeah, I do want to make a comment about the jumping stuff. If you jump, in my opinion, you're going to lose any type of countering action you have. All your weight is forward, you're off the ground, you can't generate anything. So, which is why I think he loses an arm right here.
You better be so sure that you're going to kill that person.
Because you just can't get it back in time.
Yeah. At least if you're doing like sword and board and jumping, you have your shield to block. But with red, you don't. You just got your sword and you're already throwing.
I'm not a huge fan of crossing over for the hip chop with the red. Like I think that it's a shot that if you land it, obviously you're gonna win. It's pretty much a guaranteed kill if you can, hit it there. But it's so risky if you miss it. Guess what? Now your hip's exposed. And I see a lot of people that kind of lead into that. They usually throw a fake and then jump and like cross over real deep, and like it will kill a lot of people that kind of don't know, I guess, like how to deal with it. But like a really good red fighter could just literally move their guard over and then just pop you like that quick.
Guy in yellow shorts, he seems really afraid. He also has pretty bad gloves on too. So Toby, answer your question. How do you guys go about blading your body to prevent presenting a squared stance to your opponent? I take my sword, I bring my body literally 90 degrees, and look over my shoulder and put my other hand on. As long as I'm looking over my shoulder, I'm safe for being squared up.
You kind of just... Go ahead, sorry, Fox.
That might also be because I use a buckler a lot, and you have to fight like that.
Yeah, and that's kind of my thing too. Is like I've used the buckler for a while. I don't use it as much more, but it kind of teaches you to move your body that way. You just always want to present, as opposed to presenting your shots like this. You want to almost be presenting this part of your body as opposed to this. Obviously, this is bigger than this. So if you can think to do that, that's the strength. You're squaring your body. You're just giving them a bigger place for it to stick. When you turn to the side a little bit, it kind of just gives that opportunity for it to glance off. It's a lot easier to do it, but it's mainly the way your feet are positioned and how you turn your body over.
Now, a lot of that is like you might be profiled, and then you're ready to throw your strike, and you might take a left foot step, and then you might square yourself a little bit to get your strike out. But after you're done with your combo, then you will return back to home in that non-squared. Perpendicular is how I present it as.
Yep. Hopefully that makes sense.
It also helps getting your feet in line too. Your feet end up being more of an L when you're walking forward, as opposed to when you're more squared. They could be like this, and if you want to move left or right, you have to cross. But if they're L'd, you're more safe.
Hip straight up. And to be clear, there's not going to be a situation where like you can't leave your tip up for certain. Like we said with that stab, where you can kind of leave it up, fake the chop. But general rule of thumb,
just
keep it low.
Have it sit there.
Yeah, I think Boars knows. I think he's probably baiting certain things, just judging by how he's fighting. He doesn't normally have it up there, so.
He has it honestly down, too far down.
Too far down.
I'm actually curious if he's trying to bait that right shoulder, because he's leaving this right shoulder.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier. Like, I would almost be tempted to just put my sword. Like, I grip with my right hand high and my left hand low. I would probably just one hand quick cast to that arm, because he's already set up so far over. He kind of has, which is going to be a really big reach, but it's so far over. It makes me want to hit it, which it's not defended as much as he probably thinks it is, but it's kind of hard to tell from video. But
that leap engaging is not good.
That's how you get your ass stabbed.
Yep. break your sword stabbing someone. Yep.
Oh man. Oh. I saw it.
With it.
You tried. Yeah. Man, that dude's got no gloves on. Oh, poor hands. Maybe I would just be thinking about Florida too much.
Dude, I had gloves on against I think it was the piece of foam on the top of it. I used to fight with some guy with the guys in Jacksonville, and it was Datsun. It's not his fault, but the piece of foam on my knuckles, that piece had fell out, and I didn't know it, and I caught one block, and my whole hand just convulsed. I was like, "What the fuck was that?" And I looked, no foam on the top. I was like, "Well, that explains it." I may have went into a blood rage and killed everybody, but that's not. May have been a dickhead maneuver, but I was very angry because it hurt so bad.
Toby, I don't know if they talk about it in military, but try a weaver stance like you're shooting. And then move your back foot back some more.
Little
I won't
backspin
fight
there.
someone if they're not wearing gloves.
I will, but I'll warn them. I'm like, all right, like,
No, I
You know.
will just refuse. I fought someone in a tournament without gloves on, and I asked him, like, I will get you gloves. They're like, no, 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 I don't wear gloves. I don't wear gloves. I was like, okay, I am sorry. Attack
That's when you-
swords.
that's when you just look at him and just go, this is about sending a message. It's not about winning.
You've never fought anyone from Florida before, have you?
Man, I mean, yeah, it's like it's different fighting like a sword. And I was like that. You could do that all day. Normally, it doesn't hurt. But
Yeah.
a red, there's just so much torque in your shots. It's like even
It
a
was
foam sword.
It was a War God tournament.
Oh, nice.
And it's like, you're wearing armor. I'm using a red sword. I have to hit you a little harder because you're wearing armor. Yes, Farron is the magical child. Indestructible hands.
What if Farron is actually in immense pain? Just can't. This whole time, every time he's getting hit, it actually. But he has something where he just cannot express it. Like, what if that is?
Maybe he just likes it. Who knows?
Could be.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
could be. I'm gonna look at him next time and be like, "Did you enjoy that? Let me touch your wiener. Let me feel your wiener."
Huh? He's gonna,
Huh?
he's gonna
Might
be
like
like
that too.
Killer on One Piece, where he just laughs. He's secretly crying.
That motherfucker. So I'm trying to figure out like how long I don't know either of these guys. How long they've been fighting.
It doesn't look like very long.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. But then again, I'm like, I don't want to say that. They're like, I've been fighting for 10 years.
I'm like,
Oof.
if you fight the level 1 enemies for 10 years,
You'll be level 2. That's it.
No, you gotta think of South Park. They did the boar farming.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yep. It's true. I do like that he's got his sword. The tip is presented as a stab. He's one. To me, that is the smartest way to do it. Definitely hope he uses momentum to kind of get that thing going around. Because as you present it straight ahead, you don't have any kind of way to generate the force of it. You're gonna have to pull it back and swing it, which is slow. So you need to generate it.
We lost Fox again.
Hey.
it's not a podcast without me losing Discord.
Okay.
Just don't get it. Aaron, you're gonna have to help me with this.
What happened?
I was just like, around 9 o'clock,
Yeah.
Discord just decides to fail on me.
Well,
I don't get it.
stop downloading so much porn on the back end, and maybe your bandwidth will survive.
All right, next one we have Uberwald.
Yep, this is the other Northern Evan practice. I think it's in Wisconsin.
Look, I was trying to get away from the southeast, but we're just getting Evan everywhere. All right,
Can't escape that. Can't escape that.
the two
Maybe people need to post videos of them red fighting and send it to us who
True.
don't live
Yes.
in Florida.
True.
If you don't, next week it's gonna just be me taking a bath for 2 hours. So send your fucking videos in. Better yet, no, it's not. It's not gonna.
Some
be
people
that.
might pay you for that, so be
I know
careful.
that's. Subscribe.
I'm being bad. I know everyone's name in this video.
I'm trying to.
Guy in blue is Reth. Guy in gray is Lugnut. There's a guy in the Squire's Tavern. That is Squire Igneal. And there is one other person.
Ooh, I like that stab. I did like that stab.
So you can see the difference between these. Like Queen and Toby, they're keeping their tips down more.
Yeah.
And the fourth person is Goswin. Now, background. Lugnut just moved from the Virginia area over to this area.
Oh,
He's been sending me videos for a little while. He's been working a lot
nice.
Luster and I look for critique and stuff.
Very nice.
Reth just became a militia in Armageddon. Normally fights sword and board.
Congrats.
Igneal, I think, has been a squire for at least 2 years. I think Reddit is his main. I've only seen him at 2 events. And then Goswin in the black, he normally fights with spears and polearms.
Isn't he in militia or Evan too?
Yes, he is a civilian. No, he is militia. Yeah, he failed his sentinel trial at Armageddon. The Lugnut's got this weird flat blade with like rubber bands on it or something. It looks cool, but I don't know.
It reminds me of like those like weird like Aztec-y kind of.
Yeah. Oh, Holly's right. Yeah, we could just watch videos from Talon.
Yeah.
That's not Florida.
True. He's honorary Florida.
Yeah,
Okay,
basically.
yeah, you're right. Blue Flint and
That is
Oh,
such a weird...
oh, that's the cool spin. That's the cool spin I was telling you guys about earlier.
All right, let's see this thing. Slow that bitch
I
down.
gotta slow that down.
Quarter speed. All right, so he's right-handed, yeah? Yeah,
Yes,
right hand
yeah.
on top, left hand on bottom. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Both
So
are
he's-
readies.
So he's going opposite spin. Okay, I see what he did. Okay.
Yeah. And
That
I
was-
like that was
So-
yeah.
So I kind of did a Pell video that's basically doing the same thing, just a little bit different. I do like that. It does look pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just crossing over and then using that momentum. Trying to think of how he would. Yeah, so he would come over and throw it. Yeah. If you go on my TikTok, there's a Pell video that's close to that. It could be a good shot. I kind of was like practicing a little bit with it just to see what it would do. I don't feel comfortable enough throwing it on somebody yet in an actual fight.
If you had a back shield on, I'm sure it's a lot more safe. But it's
Sure.
It's flashy. It's cool.
Yeah. So I mean, the concept is like you're drawing them over, and then you're
Mhm.
opening up their other side, and you're spinning. So, a good step.
Look at all these people garbed up for spars.
I don't know. I like wearing garb.
I'm the local trash man where I just show up in like fucking stringers and shit.
T-shirt and
Yeah.
Oh, it's Savon and Crash are they always wear the anime merch, gym workout shirts. At practice.
I wear it after practice, after fight,
After practice.
after fight,
Okay.
after fight. I don't want people knowing I'm a fucking nerd on the battlefield. I can't. That's why I wear. Oh, it's just dumbass Jim Himbo that showed up to swing foam swords. He's not one. I'm undercover nerd.
Yeah, have you guys ever wanted to go to like some random ass practice, like somewhere in like normie clothes, and just be like, I don't know what this is?
So funny story about that. This was many. But when I was in South Carolina, they had Damon probably knows them, the Tiger Knights. There's like a Clemson University's like Belagarth team like group.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember back when old Clifton, rest in peace, Force Master. He's not dead, but he's not a son, right? Well, he is a son.
He is
He's
a
not
son, he's
actually
retired.
dead. Yeah.
Mhm.
But I used to hang out with him while he was on campus, and he was like, "You should go to the Tiger Knights thing." And he was like, "Why don't you just like not dress up in garb and act like fought?" And so went out there to their little practice, and like we absolutely fucking destroyed them. And at the end of
Oh,
the
sure.
thing, they were just like, well, "Is this you guys' first time?" We're like, I'm like, "Not, absolutely not."
Mm-hmm.
It's also a good way to figure out if people are shitbags, because usually like they're the really good people that are not used to losing. If they get beat by
Mhm.
some flurbs, if they blow off all their shots, you're like, oh, you're a giant piece of shit when
Yeah.
it comes to fighting.
It's just awful.
They had one of those guys, but
I actually
Yeah.
had Sporky Pop come down before I knew him, and he did that to my practice.
Oh,
And
yeah?
I threw a feint and he reacted correctly to it. And I was like, "You fought before." 0%. You're not in person. He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I threw a very complicated feint, and you followed all the steps."
Is that more terrifying?
Yeah, I'm a squire.
Or-
He's like, "Yeah."
But is that scarier than somebody like sunglasses and a tank top doing a fucking full-on Dark Souls roll as they attack you? Like, to me, that's more terrifying.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, the unpredicted.
Oh, dude, nothing's worse than getting lawn chair folded by somebody doing a fucking roll or a double roll. It's the worst. Because you can't swing because they're rolling.
Yeah.
You're gonna hit them in the head.
It's like watching those con foam fighting pits.
Oh
and They
yeah.
just wild it out. They have no restraint.
Yeah.
People doing backflips and doing rolls. Like, it's just like, how do I hit you but not hurt you?
You gotta mimic them. You gotta tap into that same energy.
Oh,
Sometimes I get off on a tangent. I'm not even watching these videos.
the double roll into the double mayonnaise.
Double roll to the double mayonnaise, baby.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Ramon's the king of rolling, let's be honest.
True. True.
The patty mayonnaise. Oh god,
Patty mayonnaise.
I was sparring with Savan, and my friend Tito was just hanging out. He was just like making up random names for shots, and I would just do something silly with it. And I think he did like 5 or 6 shots. I was like, "Cool, man. Thank you for giving me inspiration for new shots."
So in this video, is it named Lugnut? You said.
Lugnut's in the gray, yeah.
I like his overall like form. Like
Yeah.
a lot of his stuff is like, you know, it's, even if he's not winning, he's looking. The stuff is where it needs to be able to kind of like grow. Like a lot of his shots that he's throwing it, and then he's got his defense already back up from the shot, which is, you know, it's good.
No, he's definitely grinding hard. He's been asking the right people the right questions, watching a lot of videos, self-critiquing himself too.
And
I see a lot of promise in him.
And one of the things I've been kind of thinking about more recently that I think does matter in Red Sword, but I think a lot of people sleep on it. If you haven't watched Peter the Quick's single sword videos, I'm not sure where they're at, if they're on YouTube or whatever, but
They are.
Yeah.
if you watch those, that can kind of influence your red fighting in a good way, because it teaches you to understand when you throw how your opponent is going to react, and then how you should react to their reaction. It sounds crazy, but when you start thinking about that as terms of like red fighting, you develop better basics and better shots that when you throw them, you have a defense already set up and you're just naturally doing it. So if you haven't watched that, don't just sleep on it because it's single sword. It does translate, for sure.
Single sword works for everything.
Sure. I mean, like, for instance, like if you're squared up red sword and you throw a horizontal chop to their arm, they're gonna naturally return probably down this lane. So you should be able to throw it, and you can pull into a block. Knowing that kind of stuff and how you should kind of set up your defense after the shot will keep you from dying more than you would if you didn't. I use it a lot personally, and I usually think about that kind of stuff when I'm kind of trying to come up with new ways to throw stuff. So check them out if you haven't.
That was a big push through plateau I had, was thinking about fighting that way. And that made my defensive and return game skyrocket.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of people don't think about that. I mean, there's so many people fighting in that they'll learn a new shot or they'll see a new work on it, and don't get me wrong, you can kill people with a really cool spin, but you'll hit a breaking point where you're like, okay, I've got the spin, and you'll hit a certain level of fighter that just does not go for that, and you have to kind of return back to basics and make sure those are spot on, or it's hard to climb out of that little area. I know probably everybody at least on this podcast has been there and experiences it, and I think that's the best way to climb out is, you know, understanding why you're throwing things, why you're doing shots. That was a good read on his block, by the way.
I was making fun of Lugnut that whenever he switches hands, he spins his sword around too. 'Cause he's got a flat plate that like spins very obviously. It's like, dude, if you keep doing that, someone's gonna stab you so hard right when you're switching your hands. It's like, oh, I didn't think it was a big tail. I was like, it is so noticeable.
I actually like that. Yeah, he throws a decent amount of stabs. Like
Yep.
that to me is something that I don't think do a whole lot. To be honest,
Mhm.
as much as that they should.
He's also using a min, and I think everyone else is using a 55 or a 5.
Respect that.
Actually, I think Goswin's using a min also.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe a min or a 4.5.
Yeah, and then I think Igneal's using a 55, and I think Reth is using a 5. But yeah, Lugnut kind of runs the spit for a long time.
That's solid. He did one of the shots that I throw a good bit, and I like it, where you fake to the right side, and then you let your top hand off, and you just cast with one arm down to their opposite side. Real safe kind of shot, even though you're taking your hand off of it to take one hand off, but you can kind of throw it, and then you can lead it into, like almost like you're going to spin into them, and then kind of reset. That's usually how I kind of, if I take my hand off of it, I like to be in this position where I can move.
You know most dish soaps don't remove all the grease, even with scrubbing?
What?
Ooh, good stab.
Try Dawn Platinum. It removes 99% of grease and food residue. That's why Dawn is trusted to save wildlife affected by.
Do you guys like throwing stabs on legged people?
I do. All the time. It's safe.
I kind of feel the same way. Like they can't really footwork out of it.
Yeah, oh no. They pushed my sword out of the way. Pull
Mhm.
my arm back. Stab him again.
Mm-hmm.
I like doing like a strafe, like you pump to the right, get your stab ready. If they're gonna block that hip stab, I end up taking a hard left step and continue to stab past their guard because I already know where their guard is stationed.
Yeah.
And they just die. You can't block, I guess, the double stab, the double mayonnaise.
The double mayonnaise, man. You can't beat it.
Nico, I'll have to get with you next time I see you, and we'll do a Tech Tuesday, and I'll teach people how to do the double mayonnaise.
Patty mayonnaise.
Patty mayonnaise. That's the variant.
Oh, fucking
I'll add a spin, it'll be the patty melt.
the patty melt.
Love it.
Dude, I want one so bad right now. That sounds so good.
Wait, patty mayonnaise or
No, a patty
Cheese-
melt.
okay? I'm just checking, man. Nothing wrong with liking patty mayonnaise, man. We all like Doug.
Yeah, that was the stuff
Forgot
back
about
in the
that
day,
show.
man.
Oh man. Went over my head this whole time.
Did it really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh no, you didn't know that. That's
I know.
That's awesome.
Oh, we got Lugnut in chat too.
yeah.
Oh, he thought it's a different time zone. Whoops. Yeah, man.
Welcome.
Talking smack. Not
Yep.
real proud.
We're giving more props than Smack with his fighting.
Yeah,
True.
that spin early on was really nice.
Real fun.
I just don't think a lot of people expect the opposite side spin. Not something you see a lot, so you could probably catch a lot of people slipping with that shit. Well, sword tips are up. Put them down. Put them down.
That's gotta be the catchphrase. Put it down.
Put it down.
For our merch, when we do the merch contest, put it down.
Put it down.
Tips down,
That tip-
buddy.
Tips
Put
down.
that tip. That tip down. That tip. Look at Lugnut. Look at Lugnut. That's where your tip
That-
gotta be.
That's
There
a
you go.
hand swap and spin.
Yep.
Though.
Yep. Good stab
Look at it.
though.
Look at it. Stab, dead.
Oh man. I would have tried to throw a stab right there. Right there.
Yep,
Boom.
uh-huh.
Square it up.
He hit the ground. Ground called light there, buddy. Oh, that was neat.
Now, I love shit like that. Like,
Mhm.
I
If he moved
love
a little
me.
bit- if he moved a little bit faster inwards, he would have gotten it.
I would have probably stopped it and tried to go opposite side, but oh man, like I love me some flourishes, kind of spinning around. People just get caught all the time.
Try it again. Logan's like, yeah, it's my turn to run the pit again.
So while Lugnut's in here, what's up with your blade? Why do you have the hair ties on it? I guess they're hair ties. I don't know what they are.
Oh, big rap. Does look like hair ties.
It's more aerodynamic.
Flavor text? Is it just flavor text?
At least it's not a cross guard.
That's right.
That's all.
Hey, crossguards are cool.
I fucking hate them. That's the merch. Fucking cross guards.
Are cross guards the flail to blues for reds?
Watch, Nico's gonna post in chat in like 2 seconds about a cross guard. Just watch.
Yep.
Just wait. It's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. He's got the single edge cross guard.
Oh, sorry, my cat's hitting the space bar.
Oh, that's fine.
Sorry. Happens to the best of us.
Mm-hmm.
there it is.
Oh, he stabbed the wrong leg.
No.
Dramatic death.
What a perfect way to end it.
I love it. Share, like, and subscribe.
Yeah.
Hit your nerds. Hit your local nerd.
Yeah, subscribe to their shit. Give it a like.
Yeah, that's the Lug Nuts channel.
Yeah, subscribe to
I told you it was some. What did I say? I said it was some Aztec shit. There it is, right there.
Nice.
Aztec.
Okay, all right, Andy. I need you to be our history check. I'm sure you know how to spell it.
Lease a new Grand Cherokee 4xE and get $16,500 off. Find it fast at GallianaChryslerJeepColumbia.com.
We could throw up some of Talon's videos. I forget that he's not in Florida.
But first, a word from our sponsors.
Gordon the Blacksmith. Buy it, die by it.
Diet, buy it.
Use your red sword. Better than the rest.
That's right.
Machete. I think. All right, Fox. I got a new idea. All right, so take the red that you're working on for me, and just throw it in the garbage.
Okay.
I want carb. I take the core. I want a new shovel. Carbon shovel. Carbon shovel. It's just a flat, but just more layers.
More half padding.
Like an ogre. And then half padding, no handle, just all half padding.
Yeah. No, I actually made a shovel for Devin, and he snapped it. It was not good.
I'll tell you, one of my favorite moments from like foam fighting ever was with Clifton as at Ides of March, and I had that stupid fucking shovel, and we family, our alternate garb with the platypus on it, and I had that fucking shovel, and this dude like walked up and he's like, "What is that, a lollipop?" And like Clifton, without skipping a beat, he was like, "It's a shovel for digging your grave." I was like, "Oh shit!" Oh shit! We dug it.
Yeah, you dug it.
We put that dude 6 foot under. But oh man, never forget that moment. Miss that dude. Even if they only show up to like one random event every 6 years.
He came to a Winter War, I think.
Yeah.
Him and Conrad. Conrad.
If you don't know, that's why I wear a kilt, because Conrad used to wear a kilt. I try to honor his memory. He's not dead. He's just.
Are they just busy and they don't want to fight anymore?
Yeah.
I think they're just they got life and shit going, so they just haven't had the time. It's nice to have them come out. I think they did pretty good from what I heard. Went to winter, not fighting in probably 6-7 years.
Yeah, they beat Hidden Temple's team.
Yeah, I mean they're always good. Like Conrad, especially after he got like super jacked, like terrifying with a red. I don't know if that's what he used or not, but they've always been good fighters. But
I don't see any new videos from Talon.
I sent one. Figured to get all the apprentices on there.
Oh, the cat's in the way. Where are we at?
I sent it on Discord. Very kind.
I love having friends that when I ask for the Ken white mink robe, from the Barbie movie and I want to buy it, then I have like 10 people send me things like, "Hey, here's where you can buy it." Makes me so happy. So happy.
Ah, thank you, Andy. I knew you'd be able to help us out. So we got Apprentice Flint and Apprentice Blue, and I think Apprentice Talent in this as well.
Nice. All right, so
Sorry, Apprentice Serpent.
So is these men's? Yeah,
Yeah.
look like men's.
hmm
The grass
Kinda wish
always
we
looks
just-
so greener up north.
Damn it! It's not always greener on the other side. Dang.
You guys are at least getting rain. I'm still in a desert.
That's fair.
El Nino is destroying West Florida. So. Yeah, Blue's got some cool fabric that's got like spiders and eyeballs on it.
Nice.
It's kind of disorienting, but it's cool looking.
When it comes to building a business, every
Don't you know, to be the best red sword fighter, you could possibly black blade, so that when you do the tournaments that always happen
true.
at like night,
Yeah.
you're fully effective.
That's why I had that hockey blade that I got to retip.
I did those for a reason. That was the reason.
Yeah, that you're right. That grass does look good though.
It's so
And,
nice,
like,
right? Look at
I-
that.
I
It's
went
so
to the-
comfy.
I went
Well,
to
if
the
they
house.
keep fighting in it, it ain't gonna
The
be
grass
like
is
that.
soft, man. It's not like Florida grass where it's spiky.
Or just
It's
hard.
soft. Yeah. And they have good weather too.
I used to try to spar at my parents' house, and my dad would always bitch at me. Grass, like, don't fight in the grass, you're gonna ruin the grass. I was like, shut the fuck up, old man. He was right. It fucked the grass all up.
Yeah. But now you know you'd be mowing your grass.
No, yeah. It ain't my grass. Fuck his grass.
Do gotta say, every time I see Talon fight without garb on, dude is jacked as shit.
Boy, muscular.
Yeah.
Dude beef.
Like, I feel like he could do a backflip. I don't
He
know if
can.
he could do a backflip,
Oh,
but
yeah,
I
yeah,
feel
no,
like
there's
looking at
all-
him, he would. I could say Talon do a backflip.
All his old videos before phone fighting is all him doing crazy crazy stunts.
I could believe that.
I think that what they're doing is that no matter what you fight 3 times.
Okay. All right, so let's see what's going on here. All right, so Flint looks good. Sword tip down, hands are low. I think blues could be a little lower, but I don't think it's too bad. I think that's not. I don't know what shot this is, but good fight. That was a good return. Yeah, so I'm not a huge fan, like I said earlier, just cross-body hip shot. I think a lot of the times you die more than you kill with it, but that's just me, my own personal preference.
I think it's something that people throw a lot because they're used to having a back shoulder buckler. Because you can throw it with those and be safe.
I think it's also one of those. It's kind of like the sword and board problem, where it's like when you first start using sword and board, or not necessarily when you're not super comfortable knowing different angles of shots that you can throw, you tend to throw the one. Sword and boarders, for instance, they like to throw the leg shot because that's the only. They kind of are used to being open and they know that they can hit it. I think a lot of reds, not necessarily that's what. I think a lot of times they throw it because they know that that's open, and I think it's almost like a trap in a lot of cases. See, like when he crossed there, he immediately got the snipe.
Are we watching it at normal speed or
Yeah.
higher speed?
They're just so fast.
Yeah, no, like Flint was
Yeah,
going
they're
real fast.
cruising. Oh, yeah, see,
Sometimes-
normal.
Yeah, sometimes I forget watching videos at normal speed how fast we fight.
I do like that Talon is 100% taking advantage of the cross that keeps trying to throw. That hip, going for that hip, like Talon's just reading it super well.
I'd rather just go for the top of the forearm.
Me too, and that's exactly what I would want to go for that top. Now
It's
see,
a little too slow.
yeah, like when Talon threw that, he threw it because he was kind of already on that side, and he really didn't have a whole option. So it's good to throw it in that situation.
So it was
Double check.
confirmed. Talon can do a backflip.
Right. So can we run it back to the start of that fight real quick? That one just right there. I want to kind of point something out I just noticed. So talking and like slow it down as much as you can. So talking about predictable returns and like that single sword video. So you'll see Talon. He's gonna throw to the right hand side, and he's gonna immediately put his block back up. They don't throw the shot. They don't throw the counter to it, but he has his guard there. So you'll notice he'll pump fake, throw. Now watch where his sword goes. Right here. See right there? It's right back into the guard, just preparing for it. So he threw the shot. Yeah, put it immediately into it. That is like that predictable return. He knows if he throws on that side, their return is going to have to be that side. So he just go ahead and sets up his guard. Even if they don't throw into it, it's fine. He's still safe.
But man, if you get stuck someone getting into that watershed and you just clip them, it feels so good.
I don't necessarily like doing a full watershed when I block. I usually like throw the shot and then pull my hands a little bit
so you have to
closer.
save the horizontal.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree with that.
But I mean, like the watershed is definitely it's an option.
I only throw watersheds when it's righty versus lefty.
Right.
I don't find there a reason to throw a watershed with their weapons so light.
One of the
Go ahead.
One of the things that I'll do is so I'll do the same shot that he threw, like that normal short chop to that right side. If I see them about to throw like the counter to it, like they're gonna cross their body to try to like hit me, that's when I'll lead into it. So if I know that they're real antsy to throw a shot, I'll do like a shallow shot to their forearm and then pull it into the watershed so that they trigger into it and then cross over. But you just kind of got to know who you're fighting to do it, because you don't want to get caught out and get your little riblets cut up. I'll serve your ass up at Applebee's.
Sweet riblets.
My riblets.
Oh, actually, talk about Applebee's. My buddy Dan, he can't pronounce applique, so he calls it Applebee's. So now we have Moliné mayonnaise and applique Applebee's. And it got to the point where he would try to spell out applique correctly, and it would autocorrect to Applebee's. So it's just now, it's just always Applebee's. Does anyone actually like eating at Applebee's?
I haven't been there in years.
I don't. I'll actively
like.
stray
I
away
would
from it.
if you were like, yo, y'all want to get Applebee's, and like there was nothing. I wouldn't be like, but if there were other options,
everybody.
yeah.
I wouldn't be there for
I
the
think they
food.
got cheap alcohol, but that's about it. Or is that Chili's? Chili's has like the huge margaritas for like no money.
I'm pretty sure Applebee's just has riblets. That's it. I'm pretty sure.
And that like double fried chicken tenders.
So Talon, I feel like is definitely. Ooh, now I do like that shot. That
Oh, we got Talon in
left-handed.
chat too.
So that's one of the things that I've been kind of focused too, is able to like transition to that left-handed. That's
Big wrap.
boom. Woo.
Big rap.
That's and quick too. Quick.
Mhm.
That's what I like.
Whoa, them chops.
It's clean. I like the Talon can use the one-handed wraps and stuff like that. That looks good.
Dude's
Clean.
built, man.
It's clean. Is it too? It's just kind of like when you're in that situation, like most of his counters are to the right area and they're quick and they've got the momentum behind it, so it just looks really good. Not saying Flint isn't fighting good, but like it's just
Okay,
Talon's kind
Toby,
of taking advantage.
they got dollar Long Island's. I might have to go.
Y'all know that Long Island's are literally just alcohol with more alcohol.
Yep.
Some splash of
Splash of
Coke,
cola. Yeah.
Took me 32 years to realize that. I was like, oh, it's not tea at all. It's literally alcohol in alcohol.
Yep.
It's good though.
Got a little bit of
Good.
lemon taste.
Get messed up on them. Look, I'm trying to plan like a week-long trip down to Florida, so
Come on.
Yeah,
one of
come
those
on.
days for that week-long trip would be a get-together. I already talked to Gorg about it, so
We could go to Applebee's.
Yeah, no,
we're gonna have have to now.
We're
Red or
live.
Dead,
Red or
sponsored
Dead from
by Applebee's.
Applebee's.
Live from Applebee's.
Get trash
Every
on Long
sub,
Islands.
another Long Island. Let's go. Subathon at Applebee's.
That's right.
Talon, your footwork looks good, dude.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Killing
Very
it.
good.
I know that Blue's got steam coming out of their ears, trying new stuff. I was telling them about, mostly about like squaring yourself, preventing the square over, and it's rough.
I think that they need to just, I think maybe lowering their tip just a tiny bit more. It's not like so out of the way where you kind of be like, oh, they're definitely throw a shot. Lower it just a tiny bit. It'd look a little bit better. But I mean, that's the best time to practice stuff, you know,
Yeah. Practice with your homies.
with your homies.
Yep.
Oh, did Flint try to throw the shot I was working on? I hope he did. Makes me so happy. The folding strike into a cross. I like Flint's pants.
Me too.
I have a link for those pants if you want your own.
A nice pants
Ooh.
like that.
They're really
Black
cool.
ones.
I have blue and gray ones. that are like
I've got to get me some good like Knight's pants. Got the tunic, but pants
Gotta
are
get
trash.
Playmaster garb.
I'm down with that, dude. I want that so bad. I was actually looking into it kind of recently.
I've
For sure.
been thinking about making minreds for everyone.
That'd be sick, dude.
Blue,
Yeah, I love
blue
the
and-
Minred I got
and,
for you. I love it.
gray and red covers. Maybe a cross guard.
No, I don't want a cross guard. Everybody else can have one. I don't fucking want one.
Okay, can I put a Suba on it? Maybe you're
Yeah.
Eastern?
Okay. You can make me a katana. I'll be happy with a katana.
Okay, I'll make you enraged katanas. I guess that's somewhat a katana.
Me and Rage
Lester-
are just trying to be the anime protagonists of it.
Lester gets a
Totally.
dagger. It's okay.
No, I want all of people like I would actually like to have like apprentices kind of have like a certain color that they wear, or have like the option to kind of do it. It would be different than a Blade Master's like colors,
Mhm.
but that would be kind of cool. Kind of like just something to kind of symbolize it. That
Yeah.
people
I'm gonna do belt flags and shackles.
that'd be cool.
That's what I already got shackles.
I need to get a new tunic. So like this is actually like not technically my Knight's colors. My Knight's colors are technically the same colors as Blade Master color. So it's supposed to be a little bit darker, like crimson,
Yeah, convenient.
and a different gray. So I figured it'd be nice to kind of have something similar, but that would not be my Blade Master tunic.
Yeah, I'm ready for the tunic from Molly that I ordered. Oh, that's gonna be so good.
What are you getting?
Green SOT style. So the
Yeah.
white trim with the knightwork. And
Mhm.
it's got my knight sword on the back with two Celtic hounds looking at it.
Nice.
And then it's
Hell
got
yeah, dude.
thorns coming up from the bottom of like the
So
entire tunic.
This is one that Molly made, and my other green one is one I like them. Like some people are like hit or miss on the printed tunics, but I like them. I mean, I think they're fine. Like cheaper too.
I got a real complicated design that I was talking to Raph about. Might get it screen printed for my back shield. It's gonna be like the judicial. What are they called? Scales. Having like
Yeah.
an eclipse with the scales coming together in the Blade Master symbol I. going
That would be
under them.
dope.
On our way back from Armageddon, we figured out to do about it. It was cool.
Yeah, I was thinking too, like if I did like a Blade Master tunic, it would be like steel looking thorns like on certain spots of it,
Mhm.
since it's sort of like the house.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think having that little bit of flavor on it, but also keeping
Yeah.
the same color and look
Mhm.
is it'll look real good. But let's see. Talon's like, let me put my ass whooping glasses back on.
Hey, hey, Andy, I will have Emerald paint whatever they can. I love the shield. that they painted me. I don't know if you guys have seen my low strap. It's got a fox chasing a deer in all celestial stars and stuff, and it glows in the dark.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Zaire's partner painted that, and then also Bacon's shoulder buckler that's got the Eben symbol and a spade. Excellent work.
Nice.
Can't recommend it enough. So good.
Ooh, that was a good follow up from Talon.
Mm-hmm.
Talon's very explosive.
Yeah.
Which
That's
is good.
one thing that's hard to learn is what to do when you're the legged person.
Mhm.
It's hard. It's hard to figure that out.
I've kind of always wanted to keep, at least the way I look at it is, if I have a dead leg set,
Mm-hmm.
then you can pretty much like knock off from your belt line up as far as like a hit zone. And if you keep your guard kind of high, or not high, but like horizontal. If you keep it kind of horizontal on that, then you cut off pretty much everything from the shoulders up. So essentially, you this much kind of like space to get hit.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I normally do it, and plus it gets you set up to kind of counter into a cross. But you can also get stabbed like a motherfucker. So
Yeah.
I think it's kind of depends on the situation. Yeah,
Mileage may vary.
right. That's normally how I set it up. I'm like, cool. If I cut the legs out of the equation, the top half, they either have to commit to a stab or they have to throw a really good feint to get in there.
I try to profile myself like even more legged. I kind of sink my body a little bit back, so I have a gap, kind of void out my stomach.
Yeah.
I have my sword in front of me, and I'm baiting them hit my arm so I can block and return.
Like if I think about it like right now, it's like if because if you keep your hands straight out, then technically they can hit you anywhere from leg, like hip area, really anywhere up top, because they just have to fake you out left or right. But I think if you have it horizontal, I think it's harder when you're like this, because they have to go around your blade and like really deep under to be able to get that chop. So it almost like it forces them in stab, which makes it a little easier to read. But I don't know.
I think blade and body and going horizontal is the best. Because when I'm fighting against people that are in need, I like to really exaggerate shots to get them to bait really hard and then go opposite.
Well, too, and I just thought of this. So, like, if you take that setup, so you're legged, you set your dead leg, and then you have your sword, horizontal, or at least to a degree. So, if they decide that they're going to commit to a chop, then they're going to have to chop under your blade. And so, if that's the case, realistically, you can tip it a little lower, and then you should be able to return over. And if not, you here, and since they're so, you can just return to their shoulder for the chop. But again, miles may vary. It just depends on what the situation is. But I would think that would be probably the best course of action. I've been stabbed many a times and killed many a time, so I work all the time.
Here's a real
I do
question. Do y'all have fireflies in Florida? Because I see them popping up.
No,
Bro, them's lightning bugs.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
do not.
I didn't call them fireflies until probably
Song?
5 years ago. I didn't know what they were. Like, I'd always heard them as lightning bugs, and they were like fireflies. What the? Folding strike into a cross. Trying to visualize. So, folding strike would be, and this is just my personal theory on this shit. So, when throwing a pump fake, I think it's faster to just flip the blade down to lead into a cross shot than it is for you to pump, pull back, and then cross over. It's just, to me, it's a little bit easier. But all that folding is you don't throw the shot as if you're necessarily intending to hit them. You just kind of roll your blade down and back, and then you use the momentum of that to cross it over. That's what I'm. If I say folding strike into a cross, that's what it. So you throw like a feint and then you pop it over.
Might be
Hopefully
getting
that-
a little too dark.
Yeah, it's It's getting a little dark on the
Yeah.
one.
Damon, I sent you a picture, some links. We're done with videos.
Them damn skeeters.
If
Them
anyone has a
skeeters.
video they want us to review, 5 minutes or so, we can talk about it too. Send one of us the links. We'll do it. So, next event that we're going to is Equinox, talking about before. Montgomery Bell State Park in Tennessee, ran by Durdamiron.
Bucks.
Gonna be, what's up?
You're the only 10 I see.
Ooh. Ooh. They're doing a Wild West theme this time around. It'd be real cool. And as always, Montgomery Bell has cabins. I think there's a couple cabins left. If not, tenting is still pretty great. Should be great weather. I'm gonna be in cabin 9. It'd be great.
I don't know.
You guys want to come by, hang out?
Do y'all reach that 500-mile distance?
Yeah. Actually, I'm curious. I know we're definitely meet it. I'm just curious about. I think it might be 700 for me.
I'm not sure
Damn.
about us. I think we're right at the edge for me.
Get the value of Spectrum Mobile.
Even got online waivers.
Yo.
What?
Cut the time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they got their own fancy website, man.
That Western
is-
theme.
It is 780 miles.
Sheesh.
Almost double.
Sheesh.
What we
Yeah,
got?
I
What we
definitely
got?
plan on being on Equinox for sure. Need to start planning lodging and all that.
So I do got some shout outs about Equinox. Because it's Wild West theme. If you got a cowboy hat, counts as armor. 100%. No, counts as armor. Block them projectiles with your cowboy hat. Give them the nod.
What about a Mihawk hat?
That is subjective, and I'd ask Talon.
Talon will let it happen. He's basically an anime character. He would get it.
So I got a list of things to talk about. Rumor has it there might be a mechanical bull.
I'm gonna fuck that bull. I mean, ride that bull.
I've never done it before, but I'm gonna try. We'll see.
What, riding it or the other thing?
Riding it. Oh,
Okay.
that maybe. Yeah.
Please video that. Oh my god.
We'll do Red or Dead Live. Red sword on cowboy on on mechanical bull.
There you go.
Sounds like the worst Pornhub video ever.
Oh jeez. I don't know if I saw a video called Red or Dead on a site like that. Be a little sketchy. We do got cowboy themed scenarios and tournaments. There are going to be night fighting pits where you can earn tickets and win a trophy called a Cowboy Cup. So that'll be fun.
Nice.
Do some cool nightlife stuff.
Is it true they're doing a quick draw? I thought I saw a quick draw crossbow.
Yeah. I think they
Nice.
provide the crossbows. Don't quote me on this, but I think the winner gets a crossbow.
Man, people have got to up their events because, like, I feel like that is good shit. Like, that
It
is the
is.
kind of stuff that I want to see, like, moving forward with, like, because, like, for a while, you know, it was just like foam fighting, and everybody was like super like stuck on like, oh, it's got to be hyper realistic for us hitting each other with foam. Now it's like, hey, we can karaoke stuff. We can do fighting pits and Western themes. Like, that makes shit fun.
So I don't have it with me, but I won the javelin tournament, and I got a javelin, and I got
Nice.
Talon to sign it.
That's awesome. I like that idea. That's cool.
Some other stuff is that they're allowing shark mail, even though it's Belagarth. And there's also going to be an ANS tournament, but it's going to be Western themed. There's a bunch of different categories, and if you're interested in that, I think they have it on the Facebook event page. They have different categories.
Enters vintage pistol. I'll take my trophy.
Hey,
Thanks.
if you made it, like maybe check with the Tennessee firearm laws, but
Like, if you want to win the crossbow quick draw tournament, just when you're at home practicing, you just gotta beat the person in the mirror.
oh,
If you can beat the person in the mirror, you're gonna win.
10 broken mirrors later.
oh, and the biggest thing about Equinox is that they're adding Monday, so Sunday is a day you can fight. They have scenarios.
Okay, that's cool.
It's on a holiday.
Oh, nice. Yeah, go to Equinox 2023.
Yeah,
Do it.
come out, hit us up. We'll fight you. Bring a red.
Crossbow quick draw. Yeah, first place wins a.
If you don't have a
crossbow.
red, I got one you can use. No
I'm
worries.
definitely gonna try that crossbow quick draw. I kind of don't like crossbows, but that sounds like a lot of fun.
Pretty
I don't know.
fun.
I want a crossbow. I legit want one.
I do too. Yeah.
I don't want to want one, but I mean, I'm just thinking, man, I could put the sword on my back. I can have a javelin and have a crossbow. in this hand and be a god.
Two crossbows. Two crossbows.
Double, yeah.
Ooh,
throw the
double.
javelin, and then bam, bam.
Mhm.
People be
All
like,
right, we also got some merchants going on. We're gonna have Nightfire treasures and all spiritual plays. Elder Squirrel Emporium, which that was another vendor that just changed their name.
what was
Who
it?
was it? Heads or Tails. I think that's their new name. Is Elder Squirrel Emporium.
That's right. That is. Yeah.
Yeah, and we got the goat Gord the blacksmith going out.
Ooh.
We got Forge Foam Classics.
Nice,
We
nice.
got Realms Cafe, which is cool. Food vendor, always down for that. Chase the
What kind of
Myth.
food do they have? Say what kind of food?
I don't think so. We also got Chase the Myth, Fairy Aromatherapy, and we got the Twisted Unicorn for food also.
Good
That's
food
Lady
options.
Fairy. Yeah. I am also gonna make a personal shout out. There's a place called the Salt and Pepper Cafe around the corner. Place is real good, real good. Live music too. We went there twice last time. It was that good. And it
Yep.
looks like Frith is also going to be doing their circle stuff.
That looks super hype. I mean, that's good shit.
Yeah.
Like that sounds like good fun to be had.
Yeah, I think the $20 off is the admission.
Yeah. Not for cabins, but I don't know how many cabins are left.
I'd probably get a hotel anyways, because
Yeah, I'm
I'm
pretty
a piece of
busy.
shit.
They actually
with the peasants.
there's
Oh god, disgusting.
there's
Ew.
actually a hotel on the state park property.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
me and
I'm
Damon.
sure. Yeah, I'm sure it's sold out, but yeah, they do have one.
Me and Damon's gonna be on the balcony. Just look at them,
Yeah.
sitting there, sleeping in their tents. Ugh.
Drinking a Long
Disgusting.
Island.
Yeah. Find Applebee's.
Can we
Oh,
come
I
to your
got-
room and shower? Oh no,
Oh,
Oh,
dear.
no.
no, absolutely not.
Oh,
It's
I
a
gotta
pilot
find out.
down the road.
I gotta find out if there's an Applebee's close to Montgomery Bell State Park.
Yeah, if there's an Applebee's near there, we have to go just because of this
Yeah.
episode. That's gonna be an Equinox staple now.
There's got to be I feel like there's an Applebee's everywhere, but nowhere at the same time. It's kind of like a quantum thing. Like, there's only an
Okay.
Applebee's in your hometown if you see an Applebee's in your hometown.
So
or know
there's
that it's
there's
there.
one in Dixon, which is the next town over.
That's.
All right,
I mean, I'll drive.
It's 16 minutes, 8 miles away. Think that's close enough.
Not too bad.
Bro, please, everybody who's like watching this, like, if you're ever at an Applebee's, please just send it.
Yeah.
Hashtag letter.
Selfie at the sign and put it in the Brotherhood page.
Because now I kind of just want to like just go anytime I go eat. I'm like, there's an Applebee's. I'm like, go take a picture. Can you take a selfie?
See, I'm gonna take a picture in front of Applebee's and then go next door to Chipotle.
Yeah.
Yo, we're here at Applebee's. Oh, Applebee's. Rest in peace. You know the millennials killed Applebee's, they say.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. It's fine.
So there, no, the cabin. If you get a cabin, you don't get $20 off, unfortunately. But yeah, Flint. Let's do mid-red only. Applebee's parking lot. We'll bring out the dollar twisted teas or Long Island's for everyone. Yeah,
Ugh.
Applebee's.
I'm
both
not gonna
flag.
lie, that sounds like some great night fighting. I don't know about y'all.
Local nerds get arrested in Applebee's parking lot. It's even better if it's like Florida man or Applebee's
Yeah, Florida man.
for foam fighting incident.
I'm bringing. I think there's about 15 of us at least from Florida going. So
That's
definitely
right.
get a Florida man title.
That's great. Yeah, go
Yeah,
get arrested.
winner
just for the
winner gets
gold.
Long Island's till he pass out. How about that?
It's a jolly good time. Jolly good
Yeah.
show.
Not
Oh.
for your liver.
No, not at all. You don't need a liver. Pretty sure you can live without one, right?
Nah, you're good.
For sure, yeah. Yeah, you're fine. It just filters out the bad shit.
Yeah, just keep the alcohol in.
That's all you need. So we got what, 10 minutes? We want to take questions or something?
Yeah, if you got questions, hit them up. Oh yeah, Ash, you got it right there. Florida man causes mass vehicle damage due to Long Island's and foam swords.
Man, that's a title. That is a title right there.
That sounds right though. That's like
Yeah.
a legit title.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Clickbait. Let me click it.
Actually, you guys have seen the video of the guy who's like, "Oh yeah, we found this dead guy, and then we put glitter on it with the spell, and it got contaminated or something."
Yeah.
And it's got the pictures of Vash and another guy doing a single sword tournament from like Ockfest or something.
Oh yeah,
Mine-
I remember that.
Sir David, yeah. My manager came up to me a week ago. He was like, "Hey, is this like your group?" Thinking the first guy with the bad garb and the chainmail. And he's like, "No. Those are my group." It's like, "Man, you're not finding dead people with glitter?" It's like, "Man, no."
They said we contaminated a crime scene.
Yeah.
Dude, I had so many like people that like don't foam fight, like either for work or just like normies that like I know, and they like all sent me that. And they're like, "This is you, ha ha."
Yeah.
Duh. Idiot! I'm a much higher necromancer than him. Duh.
Goddamn. Now I need to make a foam cow as a rock.
They need. Oh, you know it'd be great. They need to do like a Western saloon tournament.
Ooh, that would be nice.
That'd be dope.
It'd be great. Just put some foam tables out, some foam little beer mugs. Just go at it.
And have two people start a bar fight and just flip the tables and
So
What?
getting
What'd you say?
What'd you say? What'd you say about my cousin?
This town ain't big enough for the two of us.
getting my stuff together for Belagarth paperwork and stuff. I went through Dirty Baron's like bylaws and stuff, and they have a specialty house rule called red rocks that deal red damage, but they have to be, I think, over 36 inches or something.
That's kind of dope.
Yeah.
So I want to make a red rock cow or a big foam hat. Just put on your head, throw your hat at people.
Fucking Doug Dimmadome.
Doug Dimmadome.
Dimmadam you. Oh, that would be
Alright.
great.
I don't know if Talon or Flint's still here, but if I make a giant foam hat, can I use it as a red rock and or armor? Yeah, you gotta take 3 steps before chucking it.
That's so good.
It ignores helmets? I didn't know that.
Nice.
It's not a boulder, it's a red rock.
It's a rock.
It's alright.
The pioneers used to ride these for miles.
So good.
Bro, I was literally today looking at my girlfriend's dog, and I was just like shouting at the top of my lungs, "It's an Alaskan bullworm!" Our SpongeBob dog was just like, "What the fuck is wrong?" I was like, "Nobody understands me."
No one understands.
But yeah, any questions about fights or stuff or things or whatever? No cross guard questions. We're not accepting. Just
What's your preferred meal at Applebee's? Do you get a 2 for $20? I don't know if they still have that.
oh, dude, that was a thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I remember that
Anything about Apple
from when I was poor.
So,
Mm-hmm.
That's like hot date right there. Fucking hit up the movies, go see like Dark Knight Rises, and hit up that Applebee's.
no, you gotta go to Texas Roadhouse, man.
Oh man,
Oh.
Texas Roadhouse. Oh, Texas Roadhouse is so good. Alright,
Texas
2 for
Road.
25. That's applicable for inflation.
They moved it up 2 for 25. You get a,
Yeah.
a salad.
No,
and
that's unreasonable now. That $5 is unreasonable.
That's 5 Long Islands.
That's right.
2 for 25. What shape should your quillions be? I don't even know what the fuck a quillion is. If I'm being
It's a cross guard.
fucking
another
stop.
term for it.
Ban it. Ban them. Ban them now. Quillions. Oh God.
You're making Bacon like cry around the corner. Got it.
God damn it. Can't take people anywhere.
You know.
Quillions. Yeah, I didn't know that. I totally thought it was like a fountain pen or some dumb shit. I was like,
No?
Usually,
No, that's
I mean,
the term they
quillion.
used in Darkon for the longest time, that your flat swords had to have a quillion on them because their swords were so chunky you couldn't figure out what was the flat or not.
Quillion sounds like something that me and Damon would be writing tell as we the peasants at Equinox. Damon, fetch me my quillion, would you?
Okay.
Of course, of course.
Of course. Of course,
Look at
Jonathan.
just look at them.
Look at them
Ugh.
squirm.
That's so good. Fucking
I feel
corn.
like we need to herald a tournament with that kind of voice.
Oh, love it. I'm all about silliness. It's the best shit. That's why I like do it like watching Bell ref some of the like Goblin game stuff at Orc Wars. like get him out of here, and then Bell's like, no, he's back in. He's back in. Oh, that's good. No, like last year or this year, they're like I think somebody got taken out, and like when the guy died, he like looked at me and just kind of stared at me. And I was like, Bell, I was like, take him back out again. He's done. He's done. He looked at me. Bell's like, get the fuck out of here.
Eliminates food and bacteria odors. It goes all
Kind of wish I had a real question.
Here's a real question. Why isn't everyone playing the One Piece card game?
That's a good question.
Because I'm
right now.
already playing Match of the Gathering.
Me too.
That's acceptable.
Me too.
All
All
Rings
about
is
that
pretty good. Commander Master is kind of a flop.
Yeah, because it's $350 a box.
Any red classes planned for Equinox? I'll do one. People want it. Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure for that would be probably a good thing if they're not doing it.
It's called mid-red fighting for 3 hours with a pit we make.
Nice.
So we did at Beltane.
No classes planned for Equinox. Space for someone to do it.
Definitely Red Pits at Equinox. I think the next Red or Dead potluck is going to be at Winter War 2.
Cool.
Also, bring gloves if you're gonna do red fighting in a pit, especially with like good red fighters that are gonna aim for your forearms and stuff like that. Don't get your knuckles busted up while you're at the event and, regret it.
So if you want to be a successful red fight, gloves, good gloves,
Yeah.
shoes.
Cheers.
And no crossguard.
No crossguards. Absolutely not. Ugh.
All right, so Flint, what is a forgive me? What is a hoedown?
3-3. Never mind. Take it back.
But yeah, Toby, are they like real short? We could probably do them now. They're on
Yeah,
Facebook
the only thing
though.
is I don't have. It's on
I know.
Facebook and not YouTube.
You don't have an overlay for them.
I can try to pop something up.
It's in the Brotherhood of Red.
I just
Found it
noticed
earlier.
Damon is wearing I think a backwards hat, but I totally thought it was a do-rag this entire fucking podcast.
Oh jeez.
I'm a little disappointed right now.
I am
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
get some though.
Yeah, I love a
said I brought
do-rag.
some to the day battle I may order.
I love a
Maybe
fucking
green.
do-rag.
Two-step cowboy boogie. Man,
Good old country dancing, two-step cowboy. But yeah, come on, go ahead and do the two-step. Yeah, a little nice, right? Right?
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
I got a video from Lugnut. He sent to me. Oh, from Toby, from him and Lugnut.
We can always keep it in the tank too if we want to do more.
Yeah.
Everyone peeping my Facebook now. Let's go.
Yeah. Lurk.
Yeah.
Lurk.
Look at that.
I gotta close out all the shit talking I do. Just kidding, I don't shit talk.
I do.
Oh, no, that's stupid.
What is that?
And we're gonna have to try to rip them. I might have to try to rip them. It'd be another episode.
It's all good. We can do it another time. Was that tournament that was no stabs in it? Is that what I saw? No green.
Lost Foxy.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
It looked like it was only. It looks like they. At least I thought with that video was just like, oh, no green. I was like, man, that's so dumb. Red tournament. Get it? You don't want spears and shit like that, but just limit it to
Hey,
certain
correct,
length.
no green.
Is that what it was?
That's what Toby said. Correct, no green.
Mm-hmm.
That's dumb. So dumb. I mean, it's kind of good though. Like I was looking at the video, I was like, wow, that other guy has gigantic range advantage. And I'm like, but then when you're like no green, I'm like, well, then that changes things completely. It's a little different. I would still want the longer sword, but
It's like when I go to Thaliandor and I'm like, oh, I can't stab.
just do it anyways. I do it anyway.
70% of my shots are gone.
I just stab them, and if they go, hey, that was a Omni or something like that, I'm like, oh yeah, you're right, you're alive. Sorry, I don't mean to do it.
And you just two-piece them.
I got one more video to breeze through. This is Toby and Lugnut.
Lots of G2G today.
Damn, what'd y'all do? Just hit up some random suburb? It was like, fuck y'all's HOA grass. We're doing this right here.
I don't know. I fought in my backyard once and had the cops call on me. I heard a fight
Really?
taken. Yeah. Like, hey, we heard some noises. We want to make sure you're not hurting each other. I'm like, no, we're fine.
So get this. I went on a date once, and me and the girl went to a parking garage, and I was just showing her the stuff. We actually had a cop run lights and siren through the parking garage, rolling up on us, thinking we were actually fighting with baseball bats.
Oh. Damn.
Yeah.
Now it looks like Lugnut's using a longer stick than Toby using the Aztec sword. Gotta stab him, man.
Yep.
Remember the golden triangle, spear, speed, reds.
So one of my favorite shots, one-handed, is when I only have my left arm, and it kind of goes into that like generating momentum. I'll sweep it low, and then step left, and then bring it back up and around, and kind of into like I guess it'd be like a slot kind of like shot. And usually they bring their guard kind of low because they think the bottom one, and then I just fold it back in and hits them in the chest. And you can only really do it when you're left-handed. At least it works better that way.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of did it. Lugnut did it a little bit first one.
Realized I had my camera off this whole time since I came back.
It's all good.
Oh, Toby's saying they did 5 fights and they switched swords. Sometimes
Okay.
it's important to fight like uneven, like fighting against a longer stick. If you just fight with the same lengths all the time, you never know how to close in.
I can remember the time that I learned how important range is, and I fought against PJ for the first time, probably ever. This was many months ago. And we sparred at like some like Eastwind event, and like I think he had like a 5-inch range advantage on me or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like out. Like I didn't have a lot of experience fighting red, so like I just really was outclassed at the time. I had no clue what the fuck to do with that range difference. And it's like it kind of showed me. It's like, all right, if you have a little bit of a range advantage, if you don't, you're gonna get pieced up. And so fighting like what they're doing is really good for understanding kind of what you can and can't do.
Even if it's just the pole or the bigger one, just like mincing up the min red. It's good learn. Well, Lugnut seems like you gotta get more reds then, buddy.
Yeah.
You gotta have one
least-
at every 6 inch.
Yeah, flat and round.
Yeah.
And you need to have 2 extra bin reds
Yep.
for exactly this reason.
I'm about to order some more.
Hell yeah. Yeah, rookie numbers.
Yeah, just look at that. Look at the van picture from Geddon with all the reds.
Oh yeah, from Evan and I.
That should be everyone's garage, not just Evan.
When I saw that picture, I literally like winced at thinking of all the weapons check. Like they're probably like, "Oh god."
They got real mad at us. They got real mad at us.
Yeah, when I showed up, no one was checking reds. I was like, "Damn, they must have walked off."
Yeah, they're in the hospital because they broke each other's ribs after a bajillion times.
No, they asked us next year, like, hey, how many people from Florida are going? It's like probably double now that we know it's a good event. They're like, okay, we'll get an extra 4 people for red check. I was like, cool.
Nice.
Well, they definitely need to, like, you need to have people that are going to switch, like, because red after red after red does start to kind of suck after a little bit. But that's all.
Well, the biggest issue we had is like, okay, well, I brought my 10 reds because I'm a red main and I checked them every day I needed to, all of them, in case one broke. But they're like, well, next time just bring the one you're using for that day, and if it breaks, do a spot check. I was like, okay, that's acceptable.
Yeah, that's a cool way to handle it. I think nowadays weapons are kind of in most cases are light enough to where they're normal weapons check if they're made out of like carbon and shit. So it's a little more feasible to do it that way. Now back in the band shop days, fuck that noise. You better check that shit all the time.
Twice a day.
Shit will end your time real quick. So Lugnut's got that horizontal guard, which would probably tell me, hey, he wants to cross, and that's kind of what he wanted to do. But
I'm talking about enterprise-grade security built into your site and fully managed for you.
Flint, you should see Luster's Graveyard of Swords.
The Wix platform is secure by design.
It's even worse if you're a red main and you also don't know how to craft.
Bro, Lugnut wants that fucking opposite side spin so bad.
So bad.
So bad. Not
Get
a bad
taste
thing.
of glory.
Yeah. Dude, you gotta have the shot that just like you style on somebody.
The top international privacy and security regulations, they're all in place. You see, it's all about staying ahead of the game with real-time detection. Wix security never sleeps.
It's a good rap.
Good footwork stepping into it too.
Mission to monitor and hunt down threats. Plus, anti-DDoS protection.
These are requirements for apprenticeship. Is to have a Graveyard of Swords. Is that what you're getting at, Vic?
That's why Wix goes all out with a bug bounty program for independent security researchers, aka ethical hackers.
My man Nico on the grind. I've been seeing his TikToks making all those swords.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's got cancer now from all the DAP, but we'll remember him well. That shit smell good. You say what you want to, man. DAP's nostalgic.
It is. Every time I smell it, I'm like, man, it reminds me of making
I
7-pound
got-
weapons.
I got some foam tubes. I got some new tubes from Gorg, and it just had that like real nostalgic smell. I was like, oh,
Your nose like starts randomly bleeding. You're like, oh, there it is.
oh, yeah, there it
That's
is.
the good.
It's a single
Good.
single line of blood right down. You're just like, ah.
Your head starts to clear.
Yeah.
¿Perdiste el trabajo?
No, I've been watching like all his TikToks of like the swords. I mean, it's like look like 50 or 100 swords, so I can only. But oh, I bet it smells good in there. I'm not even joking.
Lug Tarantino, hell yeah. Good job, boys.
That was good. That looked good. I think that I think Toby's blade was a little bit better in that one. It seemed like it wasn't quite straight up as much.
It's 3 weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah.
But now you guys
Yeah.
know what to do.
Yeah, no. A lot of times people don't know that they're doing it, and then once
Mhm.
they kind of like see it, they're like, "Oh shit, yeah, that makes sense." So
Or if they're an amp guarder trying to do red sword for the first time, all they know is vertical.
bro, I want to get a hell core and just make like a 5.5 as light as possible for like amp guard stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
might be easier just to
Um,
get a piece of.
I made a 6 foot like that.
Yeah,
It's real dumb. Real dumb. Not on hell core, but on like another carbon core. I think it's like 10 ounces
Oof.
at 6 feet.
That's that good.
Nico, yes, that happens a lot when they're not shaken. Just shake them. Every time you get a new can adapt, just shake it real hard. They've just been sitting for a long time. Over time, the adapts separates into 2 different layers, and it looks like a weird caramel sauce.
Takes me back when I didn't have a whole lot of money. Not that I have a whole lot now, but you take that can of DAP that's been sitting there for 6 months, buy another can, and you pop it bitch open, and you just, oh, it's kind of hard. You just stir it around. Get that good, nice, clean coat.
We got a question from Zaire. The unit that was in the process of making out here in Kansas City is working on making forms or katas as a part of progression. Do you feel there's any value doing this specific to common foam fighting encounters? Are you talking about like practicing, like if you throw a high cross, you throw a dark side?
I think
Or you talk about-
with katas is like karate, how it would be like a series of motions.
Mhm.
And if that's the sense, I would just do Pell work. Pell work would
Yeah.
represent the katas.
Mhm.
Wait, what is katas? I don't know. Stupid.
Katas is like, when I used to do karate, it'd be like, I don't know the proper terminology. Talon would be able to explain it probably better than I could. But it's
I
like
feel like
you're
Talon
doing,
is karate.
you're doing a series of moves that would, I don't know, to me it kind of like flows, almost like a dance in a sense.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's part working on forms cut as part of profession. So I guess the way I read that is doing something and then I guess based off of what they do, you automatically do a thing. Is that what it is? I don't know. I'm not. Just pell it out.
If you want
Oh.
to call it forms or something like that, that's cool. When I did a lot of Way of the Sword, they did a lot of stuff that's like practicing diagonal chops without having a pill, and that was good for teaching people basics. But
Huh?
that's only for like basics.
I would say like I don't know, like I guess like thinking about it, I go longer fight essentially these 7 moves, this is the 7 count. I guess like that, I mean like at its core is kind of the same as pelling, but I would just be worried that if you always do the same, it's for, I guess like a certain move, then it would be very easy to feint you out of it. Naturally just kind of block it, but I mean I guess that could be said about anything. With like foam.
I think if your group wants to come up with like a set strikes to do against pelling, that would probably be the best. Like y'all practice, we're gonna practice this strike, and then we're gonna practice this strike. If y'all find a core group of strikes that y'all always want to hone in, that could build off, that you can use to as building blocks to make more advanced strikes. I think using the Pell would be the best move for that.
I think a good mindset, and this kind of goes to that single sword video. Go watch it if you haven't watched it. But like understanding again, like when you do stuff, how your opponent's gonna react to it. Not so much like doing certain combos that have certain counters, but like understanding throw high and outside. Your opponent has to return low and inside. Things like that. Like that to me is a little bit more efficient for learning than just kind of going, oh, if they throw a high cross, then the natural counter is this, as opposed to just kind of understanding of it and individual shot. Hopefully that makes sense, but watch that single sword video.
My biggest advice if you're doing any sort of teamwork or like hell work or something like this, always include your engage and your disengage.
That's a good point.
Because if you're just sitting at a pill, throwing your shots, and you're just throwing your shots, and you never worry about going in and out, you're never going to do that until you stand right in front of the person and then throw the shot.
Always do footwork.
Always do footwork.
Man, you know what? Y'all just talking shit about me. I made one fucking video and didn't move my feet. I was tired, and I came home and paled. And as soon as I posted it, where's the footwork? And so I put my clothes back on. I was butt ass naked, and I put my clothes back on, and I walked outside, and I filmed it with my footwork.
Good. There you go. That's the motivation you needed.
They're right, but I don't have to be happy.
Yeah.
The bullying.
Bully to bullying.
Fucking bullies. But they're right.
So I got a video from Flint you wanted to show us. It's 5 minutes. If we want to just let him talk, it's an introduction to Bellegarth that he's real proud of.
Yeah.
Figured I sent it to you, Damon, on the general chat.
I'm eating some spaghetti though,
That's fine. Eat your spaghetti.
Yeah,
Our Quillians can make up for the
I'm
bad
gonna
footwork.
Tear up some pizza at the end of this.
Bro, look at this meatball though.
Oh, let me see
Ooh,
your
hell
meatball.
yeah.
Let me see that ball.
That's my hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, big ball.
Big ass ball. Probably ain't cooked all the way.
Uh-oh.
Be alright.
Little bowl ain't never hurt nobody. Salmonella, whatever you get.
Yeah, crank that music or the volume up.
We won't get
That's all-
copyrighted from this now, are we? No,
I hope not.
They're gonna
Flint,
demonetize us.
Yeah, Flint, don't sue us.
One shot, now the future is yours. Go. Yeah, I was building on the lecture. Verses coming daily under pressure. Working on the plot and the scheme. The true style trademark is at the edge of your dreams. I'm talking one shot for the kill. The breeze cut freeze up. Straight drop in the kills. I'm talking taking over for pieces and shares. A bomb from the sky high. Check the movement is here. Yeah. It's one. I'm turning dreams into reality. In the lab with the formula and chemistry. Your memories spark and motivate. And make the industry shake. We put the balls in the brakes. I'm talking one chance at best, yes. Painting pictures for the culture, keep the brushes fresh. Flip the cover, work the drummer, passion never rests. Freedom is a teacher under pressure, now we blessed. See, I was so close for the go. It's one art, one shot, now the future is yours. Go! Yeah. It's one art, one shot, now the future is yours. Go!
That was good.
That was really good.
That was good. That would get me hyped.
My first day out, like when I realized that the athleticism of running across the field meant a whole lot. Like getting to the fight. People were so serious about, hey, get in the fight, get in line. We need you in there. I think someone equated it to something similar to like Olympic fencing. Like, this is a fight. When you take a hit, you take a hit. You know, even in the rules, it just says you can't give a dainty hit. You must give a solid, powerful blow. So people would just boom, boom, and then run you over and keep going. The rules are really simple. Get hit in the arm, goes behind my back. If I get hit in the leg, I go down on the leg that got hit. If I get hit in the body, I'm just dead outright. If I lose any two limbs, I'm dead. You know, no headshots or melee weapons. You can just go out there and have fun.
All right, so the best way to think about me is a player within this game. Now, as a player, I fight at a local park or realm. That's where I currently am. Now, as a player, I have my realm, but I can also have a unit, which is like a team that I'm a part of. It's a like-minded individual. It's my camaraderie and the people I also fight with when we travel to big events where tournaments are held. And tournaments is always the best way to think about it. It's like the division match, the state championship. We're all fighting for that top title. And so me, as a player, working within that unit, I have my own individual goals and duties as a player, as a lineman versus a quarterback. Those would be the weapons we use and how we work together. But at the end of the day, when I come back to practice, after the tournament's over, we break back out. I could be fighting against my unit every practice, not even by choice. That could just be how it works out. And there are multiple units at each realm that are fighting together.
Even though we're all part of the realm Dirtamarian, there are lots of different units within the game. For example, I'm part of the unit The Lost, but there are other units such as EBF.
And Dark Angels.
And Jester's Court.
And Heavenlight.
And there's hundreds more, and we all go to events.
And the Chosen.
Compete in tournaments, it's great.
This doesn't Terra.
Hi, I'm Abacus Blue. I'm the head of combat for The Lost, which is my unit. As the head of combat, I do
I'm not gonna lie, I did
things
not
to
know
get
that
us ready for
about that unit. Now I know.
tournaments and make sure that we show up and show out when we go to
Lost.
events.
I didn't know.
So
I didn't know the
make
name
sure
of
that
it.
the tournament teams are stacked effectively with people that work well together and have practiced together. And at practices, I make sure that they are practicing together.
Ollie's so toxic.
And doing the things that they're working on. I also help facilitate and even lead video reviews off field and make sure that everybody has appropriate gear and anything else that they would need to be ready for the tournaments as best they can.
I study video. By almost every sport you'll see, you be like, all right, get the video out, study people. I study people in video.
That's actually the funny thing too, thinking about it, is that we
That's-
are like
that's
the
a fucking
football teams
understatement,
that like
talent.
are watching tape. Because we'll get in Discord and we'll all join in and we'll watch tape and we'll discuss tape and we'll discuss people or units and like what are they doing. And like,
they're talking shit.
How does the play break?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure Vash talking hot shit.
Hey, we either split here or 3 go here and 1 go here, stuff like that. And they have their own playbooks just set out. So people take this seriously. And so yeah, it's only for a belt flag at the end of the day, but this is what I love doing. It's like any hobby, any physical athlete, any physical sport. It takes time to get good at it. You have to hone your body for it in particular.
Helen's like, I found this metal rod out in the woods.
Yeah,
I'd be showing off.
Yeah,
25 talent, you can make that a 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good video. That
was a
that's
very
good.
good video.
It didn't look like super like nerdy. I mean, I've seen some bad ones. That's a good one. Like, fucking Dagger Hire.
Dagger Hire.
Dagger Hire.
God. No, that was a good one. Everybody involved in that, definitely kudos to it. You know, haven't gone and liked that video and shared it. Do it. Do it now.
Do it right meow. I'm doing it right meow.
Get Farron talking shit. Farron, I don't listen to people that don't have no feeling. You can just get out of here.
No glove wearing, sword and board.
Yeah.
Fighting.
Yeah.
Fucking
Best
running
friend,
around.
Fighting.
Yeah. Good, generally all around good guy.
Yeah,
Great
super
dude,
nice
yeah.
guy.
Fuck 'em.
Makes me mix drinks just randomly out of the back of his trunk. Yep. I forget which one I went to, and Farron was like, "Do you want an old fashioned?" I was like, "He's like an old fashioned," and he like opened his trunk and made me an old fashioned. It was good.
It was great. Yeah.
It was good.
Trunk.
Yeah. Everybody's a little skeptical about trunk booze at the start because you're like, "This is trunk booze," but it's good. Farron trunk booze is good.
I 100% should have had Farron be the bartender at my wedding.
For sure.
Very disappointed.
And if anybody hit him in the hands, then he wouldn't even feel it. So perfect. You never know.
You might like it.
We're on to you.
Yeah.
We're on to you, sir. All right.
All right, we're getting past almost 10:30.
Yeah.
We had to go a little longer because we waited for
True.
the shit that's happening. So for sure.
Oh yeah, Equinox, go there, be there.
Yeah, hit
If
us
you're not
up,
there,
fight
you're
us.
a loser.
Bring gloves.
You got videos? Send us videos for the.
Yeah.
Definitely love looking at people fighting and trying to kind of dissect those videos and learn from it. We all learn, not just the people in videos. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Kind of grows the sport in general.
We'll see you next time live at Applebee's.
Live at
See you
Applebee's,
there.
baby.
I don't know. When is Equinox? Let's see. When does everything line up? When does everything line up?
Equinox is beginning of next month.
You know what? Fuck it. We'll live stream it from my phone.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's for Nico. Right there.
When is the next Florida Day battle? I don't know if you guys saw the live stream we did the Florida Day battle, but we might be doing that more often.
Do it.
Yeah, so to segue off that, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on notifications so if we do pop up randomly with a live stream, you'll get notified of it.
Yeah, like at Applebee's. So
yeah,
for sure.
You take bets on how long it takes before the cops get caught on us.
August 26th is the next day battle.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, that's it.
Cool.
Everybody
deal.
have a great night. Thanks for watching.
Mm-hmm.
See you guys soon.
Catch you later.